row, being quiet as a church mouse while you give your press conference. Made, a couple of very short presentations. There's the caucus, everybody doesn't have to speak, and then the press are going to ask you questions. And then we'll take this, and then as you get done, the press is going to go immediately to your mortal enemies on the back of the room and ask them what they thought about your bill. And so then on Thursday, there will be an election. Now going to be trained members of the media. Okay? So I'm going to open it up for questions afterwards, and you can ask any question you want. I can answer it, but you can ask it. And as long as you stand up and state your name and what press agency you're from. So you have to kind of, okay? All right, I guess I'm doing this, so this will be really way more important than normal. Hi out there, TV land. No. Hi, Mom. No. Send money. No, that's what you do. Hi, Mom, send money. All right, so I'm going to be Representative James. We have some friends who are going to participate with me on this. All right, you ready? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending our press conference today. My name is James Muffet. I'm the legislator from Eaton County here, right here in the Lansing area. As a matter of fact, this building is in the middle of my district. Okay, I want to present to you a new piece of legislation that we've been working on for a number of months. We've had conversations with senators and senators ourselves. As a result, we've identified a very serious among youth that we want to address through this health next protection. And Daniel on a plan, Rosha plan, and also their testimony. And we're going to today that is near my heart personally, excessive games by. We're going to first come to you. Know that certain games, obesity, headaches, carpal tunnel, pain and numbness, wrists, hands, shoulders, and elbows, isolation, loneliness, depression, rebellion, violence, increased anxiety, argumentative nature, paranoia, sudden gain or loss in appetite and weight, impaired judgment, sadness, and depression. For that, they produce a loss of interest in your appearance and sleeplessness. We would all be up in arms about it. Be damaged, aggression to increase, and it's definitely harming the academic performance of those in school. So we've discovered that addiction to video games or computer games have to be treated in the exact same way addictions like cocaine. They play these games, brains produce endorphins, giving them a high similar to that experienced by gamblers and drug addicts. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you recognize this or not, very serious problem in our society. The timeline is back in 1971 was when the first video game was invented. The first video game, and in 1976 was the controversy of a game called Death. It was, and then we've had games. Some of these had, you can't watch them without horror. Players are playing them all over and specifically in Michigan. And lately, actually banned video in public places because people were sitting in there for hours and hours and hours and playing these games, and they couldn't tell if they were healthy. Next Generation Act banned sale and use of video games for 25. You'll be happy with that legislation. Give our first presentation. He is a medical doctor and a PhD in cognitive child. He has 25 years of experience in clinical, administrative, and active clinical physical therapist, and serves as manager for a publicly multidisciplinary rehabilitation 12 years. This guy has credentials. His best-selling book, Video Game Addiction and Outcomes, has revolutionized the academic community's understanding, and he's here in support of this legislation. Please welcome Dr. Daniel Doan.
I'm so glad to be here today and support this great bill that you are proposing. First of all, I am here representing literally thousands of researchers who have been spending the last decade and a half. There are three main areas that we have to be crucial problems in the video game industry. First of all is the fact that the video game industry targets young children with so-called educational games. And so they capture the mind of people with these gateway educational games, reel them in until they two guys said popular boys and girls. So child in reality, when they have an option of playing educational game or violent game, choose the education. Always going in the violent gaming world. Violent virtual game at a high more dizziness, nausea. They get it more. That's development. We're involved in playing these videos are not helping themselves. Funkin once again did a study and they found lower self-competence scores in one or more academic, personal, and behavioral skills. So, for these reasons, the gateway games, the violent gaming community, and the fact that students are not developing socially and educationally, I support your bill. Thank you so much.
All right, very good. Thank you very much. Well, that is the academic perspective. We also have a very personal perspective. Mrs. Donna Play, president of Mothers Against Video Game Addiction and Violence, MAVAV. And they are dedicated to educating the world's fastest growing addiction and most reckless endangerment of children. And she started this organization because her own child was caught in this web of deceit.
That I started, Mother Against Video Game Addiction and Violence, is a story. I have a son. We didn't see the signs at first. It started with a little bit of twitch and a slight head winking and it was just awful. And it reality from what he was doing in video game and reality. He was in a high-speed chase, and basically the police got him to pull over, and he thought he was playing a video game, and then he thought he was Madden football, and he tackled the officer who pulled him over. You can understand how, as a mother's heart wants to see her child do well, and how awful it is to just see how it's overtaken your child. Video games are not just the business of fun anymore. In 2002, the video game industry generated $3 billion in record-breaking sales. Franchises such as Pokemon and Splinter Cell, in hopes of hooking our children at an early age. There are studies that have proven that even the most casual teen gamers are affected by video games and suffer from low self-esteem. Hardcore video gamers are known as the underground, and they resort to illegally downloading video games, software, and their only acceptable standard of living in an underground culture. This is awful, and mothers and even the fathers are standing against video games. Thank you.
Good. And finally, we have someone who this has affected personally. This is Arosha Planomore, and she is a young woman to
point where I to do longer, and I was playing night And it happened that much that I just stopped doing because I was staying night and I just listen. And even I still I will affect all these I was doing. And like I didn't develop social skills, but I can't talk straight, and I have a Twitch. Video games in my life. They were my life for the longest, and I spent so little time AFK that people hardly even knew what I knew in real life. Every now and then, it just, every time someone ever wrote a song, I have to say it's a sandstorm, and just I was known for my BM when I was, and the AO video games, they had an impact. And so finally my parents decided I needed to change, and so they changed to this where you couldn't even have, and it was awful. I was recovering from a bad Nintendo, and they took away my phone because I tried to sneak it in, and I didn't have video games, and I was going cold turkey video, and I actually developed tremors from not playing video games. It was horrible, but finally I heard a speaker at this camp. It was a camp called SSI, and that camp just changed my life, and I realized that my life becomes so dark, and video games had just consumed. Then I found out that God, He just shone into my light. Like when you're playing video games in a dark room and your mom turns on the light, anything but that bright light. That's what God did in my life, and He just consumed me. And I have not played video games. None of this if I ever played this video game. And so please ask this.
Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, reporting. We're going to send it to the committee. We'll get it debated on and passed to the Senate and then on to the governor's office. And we hope that you members of the press will take this information that you learned from this press conference and help educate the damages. And again, it's the Healthy Michigan Next Generation. I'm now open for questions. Yes, here.
Yes, my name is Lyle Williams.
When it comes when passed that we should have speed limits, someone said we're taking away our freedom of choice. We want to drive 90 miles an hour, and someone said, well, you have to drive on the right-hand side of the road. What about if I was left-hand? It's a good idea. Rules in some with your question harming you if just total addiction and eternal damnation, it'll be well worth it. Thank you very much. Any other questions? You're on the press.
I'm from Mennonite United, and how
From who?
Mennonite United.
Oh, okay, all right.
How is
Station and the manufacturing of bills into the state of Michigan, and we'll have police officers stationed at all the major retail outlets to begin with, just so we can help people. And the fine will be $5,000 for a first offense and $10,000 for a second offense. So I'm pretty sure that's going to help. Yes, sir, Mr.
Yes,
Moy.
my name is Jonathan Moy. I'm the president of the Moy Foundation. Students games do well. Explain it with your bill.
Statistics are awesome, right? Except for I read college in my logic class that said how to lie with statistics. So I'm not really sure I buy into those statistics, but the video game usage, after we do the initial bill, we may come back and carve out some room just for academics. We'll see how that goes. Another question. In the striped shirt. Yes, sir.
I'm Spencer Johnson from thefunyon.com. Curious, will video game systems such as the Wii Fit or Xbox Connect, which were encourage movement and mobility and exercise.
Mhm.
Will those be banned as
Yeah, because we have all kinds of other things that encourage mobility, like walking and running. We have things like basketball and baseball and golf, which is my favorite. So we don't need. Those are artificial means to get people doing what we've without video games. Yes, right here in the red shirt. Okay, white shirt first, then red shirt. I assume reporter.
Before gaming comes around, such as dangerous things such as climbing trees without safety, they could
That's wanting to go into design and community games is a great way to explore their different people that want to go, which a lot of people don't realize.
Well, I would say to them,
Damage the traditional high-quality games.
well, that's a good question too, and that we will have to when we come to it.
news?
Okay.
And I was wondering, what is the economic influence from this bill on arcade businesses?
Oh, we'll probably just have to use pinball machines and stuff like that. There in the back.
Hi, I'm Michelle from News. And higher cognitive functions, even higher social academic ability does lead to self-esteem issues. The problem is that self-esteem is everywhere. So won't video games just be an outlet for these teens instead of hurting themselves?
Well, there may be some benefit, but it would be like if it was 80% bad and 20% good, would we want it? No, we want to do it. If we could say just one, it's well worth it. Yes, right there in the back, and then we're done.
I'm the you guys.
For almost a year and a half, and it's just an untimely death. And we're sorry that happened to him. I felt like this is such an important and urgent issue that.
Journalist for Character Prize Newses. I was just wondering if any of you, your siblings or children.
No.
No.
No. No.
Why do people who are really bad at these video games, which can be fun, have to be banned when they have them?
Now that's going to be a serious problem. We may have to create a compensation program of some kind, kind of like how they do gun buybacks. So we'll work on that. That's very good. Thank you all for being here, and I hope you reporters will report this bill favorably in the press. Thank you very much. Okay, that's silly. And